Eva Bowman is the change agent. Eva helps us see why big goals are often so hard to achieve, and she offers us a simple, practical solution. Big goals mean we have to make and live with big changes, yet every change contains a hard and hidden barrier. Eva is a fun and entertaining speaker and brings years of experience to her thoughtful presentations.
What have you always wanted to achieve in your life and haven't? Raise your hand if you've ever written goals in your life. Now, how many of you have, keep them up, how many of you have achieved every goal you've ever written? I haven't either. Some goals are so tough. Boy, are some goals tough. Do you have some goals that are really tough? You write them down every time. We've been working at this for so long, haven't we, about goal achievement? Why isn't it working? Why is this so tough? After all, you've done everything you've heard about and read about, right? We've all written our mission statements. This is a good thing. We've clarified our values and we know our vision, right? We've done that too. Check. We've written good goal plans, specific and clear with rewards, right? Check. So why isn't it working? Why aren't we more effective at this? Why is this still so tough? What if finally there were a new and simple solution to this riddle? Would we even know it if we saw it anymore? Well, there is. And it's got nothing to do with value statements or a clearer vision. It's got nothing to do with another time management tool or using your handheld device with some new software. Let me tell you a personal story. May I do that? Yeah. The end of this story about my achieving a goal is that I recently lost 15 pounds over about 9 weeks, and I'm still losing. Is this a goal that you can get behind? Yes. Here's the story. Go back with me about 2 years. I said to my doctor, I want to lose more weight. I'm exercising and bicycling some, but I'm getting nowhere. I know I should eat less, but I can't. I mean, look, doctor, I'm not stupid. I know the change I should make, but I can't get it done. Let's take a moment out of the story. What is a goal, after all? What is a goal? A goal is a change I wish for. A goal is a change I wish for. We've gotten awfully good, too good, in fact, at naming the changes we should be making. I should do this. I know I should do that. They tell me I should do, fill in the blank. We've gotten too good at naming the change. And then we throw up our hands, hit the wall, we're stuck. Sound familiar? Yes. Back to my story. Doctor, I know the change I should make. I have to eat less food, but I can't. He said, you have to learn to recognize hunger and feel it and do nothing about it. At the next meal, eat regular portions, not larger portions. I replied, Doc, I don't see myself doing that. Earlier this year, I went in. He said the same thing. I said, Doctor, you said I should learn to recognize and feel hungry and not do anything about it. He said, that's right. I said, I can't. He said, why? I said, because it's uncomfortable and distracting. He said, Why? I said, because I can't be productive. It interferes with my work. Why? Because I read in college that if there isn't a continuous stream of nutrients and sugar going to your brain, that you don't think as well. I read it then, I believed it then, I believe it now. He said, I promise you that that's not true. Give my advice a try. Feel hunger and do nothing about it. Give my advice a try. I promise you, you'll be fine. This time I did. I used that one simple step. I had thought that hunger was a bad thing. It interfered with my work. I didn't know I had a barrier going on in my head, and I'd certainly never looked at it, seen it, worked on breaking it down. But this time I broke through the barrier, and here's how. The very next day at work, I got hungry. The machine was calling to me. Y'all know the machine? Yeah. I got hungry. This time, I held on. Let's see how I do, I said to myself. I was fine. I was fine. I was productive. And from that first day, not that many weeks ago, from that first day, I felt lighter and healthier than I felt in a long time. And smarter, too. I said to myself, so this is how people do this. So this is how people do this. Did you catch the secret to how I broke through the barrier this time? It was an awareness of the barrier and that I would fight it when it came. My barrier busting solution for you, barrier busting is what some of my clients call it. My barrier busting solution for you has 3 steps. Step number 1, a goal is a change I wish for myself. What is a goal? Say it with me if you will. A goal is a change I wish for myself. Reaching a goal means making and living with a change. A big goal is a big change. Step number 2. Every change holds a hidden barrier. It must. If the change didn't hold a barrier, if it didn't contain a barrier, you would have made the change by now. Barriers are always hidden and often hard. Say it with me, please. A barrier is hard and hidden. Step number 3, asking and answering the question, why? Several times, at least 3. Like my doctor asked me, in order to unearth your barrier, to dig it up, to discover your barrier. My story was personal, very personal, but it works, and I've seen this work so many times at the office and with my clients. Whether you want to apply it to your professional goals, the goals for your team and your company, it will work just as well. Let me tell you an entertaining example from a client who's a manager at an energy company and his use of the 3-step barrier-busting plan in his team meetings. Would you like this afternoon to find one of your barriers?
Yes.
Excellent. In a moment, I'll ask you to turn to your neighbor and name your goal. That's the easy part. And name the change it requires of you that you can't do or don't want to do. That's pretty easy too. We can name the change. And then the neighbor will ask you why, as many times as it takes for you to discover your barrier. Are you ready to be a barrier buster?
Yes.
When I say go, turn to your neighbor and state your goal and your change and let them ask you why. So, you're ready?
Yes.
Okay, go.